Hey guys, welcome back to another DC Extended Universe topic video. And today, I'm not really gonna react to the DC Extended Universe or really talk about some of the stuff that have been coming out about it, but rather I'm just gonna give my 2 cents on what I think should happen in the DC Extended Universe. And if you can tell by the, title of the video, it's Swamp Thing. Now, Swamp Thing is perhaps one of my favorite characters, one of my favorite books. The 1982 Alan Moore series is probably some of the best stuff I've ever read, comic-wise. And in all honesty, I really think that we need a movie that kind of stars this character and this sort of setting in this time. We need a Swamp Thing movie that really dives into what makes Swamp Thing Swamp Thing. Now, I know a lot of you are probably saying right now that Justice League Dark is coming out, and we're gonna get Swamp Thing there. And that's all fine and good, that's pretty cool, but I'm talking about Swamp Thing in his own series, in his own movie. And I really do think that he has the potential to make something really special. If you guys have actually read the Alan Moore Swamp Thing series, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's just this incredibly dark and mystical kind of tale that really dives into the Earth and this extraterrestrial power, the green, that kind of permeates through all of it. It goes into really trippy stuff, but I think what's the best thing about the book is that it really asks the question of who we are as people and what does it mean to be human. There's a point in the book where we find out that Swamp Thing is not actually Alec Holland. He is actually the sort of the swamps and the greens recreation of the human form of Alec Holland. It's basically the swamp kind of absorbed his consciousness, and Alec Holland died, like straight up. Alec Holland died, but the swamp kind of created this sort of avatar to be its champion of the green, and he's under the assumption that he is Alec Holland, but he's been transformed, when in all reality, he is simply the forgotten mind and forgotten sort of consciousness of Alec Holland. And this is a huge turning point in the series and just for the character as he kind of tries to decide what it means to even be alive at this point if he's not Alec Holland. He's just the memory of Alec Holland. And something like this in a movie, I really do think would be amazing to explore. It's just a question that I don't think that we can really get answered in some of these other DCEU or even Marvel Cinematic Universe movies. And I think Swamp Thing is the kind of character that can bring just a different experience. It's not really a superhero movie, it's just a comic book movie. And even outside of that, it's just a movie, a monster movie, but the monster is wanting to be human, and it's kind of his struggles to realize that he's not actually human at all, that he never can be human, and it's the struggle in his mind with that. It's a type of movie that I think we really could use. Just something a little bit different in the sea that we have right now. And I'm not saying that other superhero movies aren't good. I'm just saying that after a while you kind of start to see a pattern and you kind of start to get a little tired of this sort of formula that's going through, that you really want a different kind of character to grace the screen. And I think Swamp Thing kind of would fill that role. Not only that, but as you all know, there was a Swamp Thing movie about a couple years ago. I think it was also 1982. The difference here is that I don't think the Swamp Thing movie that we got before is bad. It was trying a lot to do a lot of stuff.
What are you doing here, Arcane?
Holland! Oh, thank God you've come. I prayed you would.
And I just don't think modern technology and modern filmmaking at that time were really up to par with what we have now. Because what we have now, we can definitely create a Swamp Thing that looks amazing, looks terrifying, but also can have this sort of compassionate feeling to him that we can kind of relate. Well, not really relate, but we can kind of understand the struggles of this monster that seeks to be a human. So I just think that as a movie, Swamp Thing works just incredibly well, or I think it should work incredibly well. And I would hope that if Justice League Dark does well enough, Swamp Thing would get his own movie to himself. That's the big hope, that's the dream, but this is all just my opinions. In all honesty, what do you guys think? Swamp Thing as a movie, a new rebooted movie for the DC Extended Universe. Do you agree with this? Do you disagree? Would you rather see some other Vertigo character make it to the big screen? My name is Luke. If you guys like this video, go ahead and subscribe to the Hybrid Network to get all up to date on our comic reviews, our podcasts, our original content, our screenplays, and everything else that comes out of it. And so that'll do it, and we'll see you guys next time on the next DC Extended Universe topic video.